Welcome back to another reaction video. My name is JERiCK.
My name's Rafi.
And today we are watching how fluent are the Filipinos in English.
Marie from Asian Boss. Did you guys get that? I was speaking in Taglish, one of the most spoken languages in the Philippines. In one of our previous videos, we did a street interview in Manila and challenged Filipinos to speak only in Tagalog. But today we're going to switch the challenge and have people speak only in English. So let's see how well they do.
Sa tingin nyo, ilang percentage ng mga Pinoy ang nagsasalita ng English?
I think 80 to 85%.
Sa panahon ngayon, 30%
Yeah, I think so.
na lang palagay ko.
Mga nasa
30%?
No, that lady's
hell no.
tripping.
Yeah, I think it's probably like 80,
Probably
85. Yeah.
50%.
Siguro yung mga magagaling talaga, mga 25 ganun.
Feeling ko 70% kasi di ba official language din naman yung English.
Most of Filipinos, syempre, sa gadgets, tapos natututunan sa school. Halos lahat ng subjects, yun na yung ginagamit, English language.
Naririnig ko nagtataglish kayo, nagmimix kayo ng mga language, English, Tagalog, and even parang Spanish terms. Tama ba ako?
Apo.
Apo.
For the sake ng global viewers natin, can you explain ano yung Taglish?
Taglish po is a combination of English and Tagalog. In the middle of the sentence, pwede kang mag-Tagalog and then switch to English. Parang hindi ko alam naging part na yun ng way ng pagsasalita. Especially
it's just
sa
the way we talk.
millennials.
Ito po, challenge.
Yeah, because so I mean you were born there, obviously.
Yo, this is very triggering right now because, okay, the other day I was signing up for this thing where I was trying to help this AI program. It's like a language AI program.
Yeah.
And I signed up to like try to teach it Tagalog.
Really?
But it asked me a question to like screen me, and it was so Tagalog. I was like, I don't even understand what this question
AI?
is. Yeah.
Really?
But it was like they were trying to see if I was good enough in Tagalog to be approved. And he asked me a question. I was like, I don't even know what that means, dog.
Like deep Tagalog.
It was deep Tagalog.
Like they didn't use any like English. Like,
and they were like, you have to answer it in complete Tagalog. And I couldn't. I was like, nah, I would have to answer that in English, my boy.
really?
Yeah, it was like deep Tagalog. I was like, I don't even know how to like respond to that.
Yeah, because like same for me too. Like I'm fluent in Tagalog and Bisaya, but then I always mix it with English. Like, especially like certain words you just don't use the Filipino
That's what I'm
language.
saying. Like these Filipinos right here don't even talk Tagalog. It's They literally speak Taglish.
Yeah, yeah.
It's part of our culture. That's just how
Especially if you live in like big cities.
Yeah, if you're in Manila, you speak Taglish.
Maybe if you live in like a small town, then you're probably a little bit more pure. But yeah, most people are Taglish.
If you watch like the TV, the afternoon shows, all of that shit, they're speaking Taglish.
Yeah.
All of them.
Challenge po tayo, ma'am. From now on po, English lang po yung salita nyo pagsagot nyo sa question ko. Is that possible, ma'am?
Yes, it's possible. If you ask us some questions about English, okay, we will answer also in English. Okay, sige.
Okay, sige.
Okay, sige.
I agree.
Have you heard of the FIFA World Cup?
Yes, I watched FIFA World Cup from the group stages to the finals.
No. Kasi I really like volleyball.
Yeah, it's
Kasi
Taglish.
I'm a volleyball player since elementary. So yun yung I'm naka-focus ako sa ganung sports pero yung sinasabi.
She doesn't even realize that she's doing it. This is what I'm saying, dude. She doesn't even realize she's doing it.
Yeah, because like sometimes when you translate it in your head, like you just kind of, sometimes like a lot of this is very unconscious, you know?
Yeah.
I don't really have any idea.
She's just switching. She doesn't even realize it.
We used to watch
Basketball.
PIVA because we are not a big fan of FIFA.
Why do you think, sir, our Philippine team failed to qualify for the FIFA World Cup?
There are a lot of factors that which is the Filipinos are not getting this, no? That is for my side.
The Philippine not
My man's feeling the pressure. My man's feeling the pressure.
Like, yeah.
He's
What do you
feeling the
think? What do you
pressure.
think?
My boy is feeling the pressure, man. Oh, that's funny.
we should challenge ourselves. So these guys are getting challenged to speak.
Now we gotta
100%.
speak Tagalog, dude.
Now we have to speak Tagalog.
I need
Kaya mo?
practice. Konti. Kailangan ng practice, JERiCK.
Yeah, kasi mga kaibigan natin hindi nagtatagalog.
Tagalog. Si Kit. Meron mag-Tagalog.
Magaling siya.
Yeah. She's really good at Tagalog, actually. I got a limit. I'm sorry.
It's like you reach your limit, but like
Last time I saw my grandpa, I felt bad. 'Cause you know how like the older generation, they want you to speak Tagalog to them. And I had to just I ran out of Tagalog. I was like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I talked to my brother. He told me like, oh man, I wish I learned Tagalog because he was born here, so he never got a chance to.
We take it for granted. I'm grateful that I speak Tagalog. Kailangan ko mag-practice, pero.
Yeah.
How do you say practice in Tagalog? Because I keep saying practice in English.
Oh shit.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's what I'm saying.
Practice. Oh yeah,
We say practice. That's what I'm saying. We say practice.
Yeah, please comment down below. What
How do
is
you say practice in Tagalog? I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ano, yung because
You know what in my hometown too is since like we speak Bisaya, right?
Yeah.
The joke is always when everybody tries to speak English there.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, nosebleed. It's like we always like when they try to speak English and they struggle. It's like, oh man, my nosebleed. Dugo ang ilong. You know?
because Filipino.
We are not capable to qualify in FIFA World Cup because physically Filipino is smaller in height, and other is financially we cannot afford the registration in
probably.
FIFA World Cup, or we are not physically fit and trainable in terms of FIFA
The standard,
World Cup.
What do you
That's
think
pretty
should
good.
our Philippine government do or athletes do in order for them to be included in international competitions in the future?
For what I think, they should do more practice, and then what else? For the government, of course, they should help the athletes too, like ano yun? like giving them support.
Kaya pwede na po tayo mag-Taglish ulit. How was the challenge?
She's been Taglish.
Mahirap. Mahirap kasi hindi ako nakapagsalita ng diretsong English.
Very challenging.
Pakikaya din naman yung iba.
See? Oh,
In a scale of 1 to 10, how difficult it is?
5. Yes.
Did he say
is
5?
For the English and 5 for the Tagalog.
It's fine. Siguro medyo prepared naman ako to speak in English because I am a future educator.
He's still in the school uniform. Come on, bro.
Talagang inaral ko yung English para may deliver ko yung lessons ko in the future.
What do you remember in studying in the Philippines, though? Do you remember much?
Yeah, I remember a lot. So in the Philippines, at least the schools that I went to, and I was very fortunate because I went to private school.
I went to private
And
school
to
too.
me, that was like a normal. Maybe this isn't the right way to describe it, but look, to me, it felt like normal kids went to private school in the Philippines, and I maybe shouldn't say that because my mom went through so much to even make that happen for me. But
Yeah.
the public school system in the Philippines is not like how it is in the U.S. In the U.S., like you can have a regular childhood and be okay going to public school. That's not the same thing in the Philippines. Like the standards are way different. But yeah, the schools I went to, we were required to speak English unless you were in a Filipino class or Tagalog class. So unless it was you take Filipino history or the actual Tagalog class, like
They forced you to speak English?
it
was
force might not be
Suggested.
force might not be the right word, but they enforce. That's the force. No, but real shit. Like they would basically like check you. They'd be like, "Hey, you're supposed to be speaking English," you know.
Yeah,
But
'cause-
that might also be because like when you pay for private school, like your parents are spending a lot of money.
yeah, because you're paying for it.
Yeah. So part of that is them like, "Hey, we got to live up to the standard of being a private school, and this is what your parents are paying for. So yes, we want you guys to be good English speakers. There's English class, spelling, vocabulary, speech." Speech is an actual class in the Philippines where they teach you how to pronounce words properly.
Yeah, because I remember all the spelling, grammar. I don't remember if there were different classes, but I remember.
Yeah,
like
the
learning-
English class was separate from the spelling class and the speech class. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, that's why like a lot of other Asians go to the Philippines to study English too.
I also have to just put it in context. I had a different childhood. I was very fortunate because my grandfather used to fly us out to the U.S. every summer. So,
Oh, really?
me as a young kid,
Oh,
I
you're
got,
like some rich kid.
I wouldn't even say that. Like I said, I was fortunate. I wasn't rich. My grandpa was.
Yeah.
And because he loved me as his grandkid, he would bring me with him.
Oh,
But I got to play with like the kids, you know what I mean? Like in neighborhoods as a young kid. So I think even for me, like I picked up the accent. It was easier for me to sound like English is normal for me. You know what I mean?
why? Where did you go? And do you remember where you went in the U.S.?
Oh yeah, I was in Hayward, Vallejo.
Oh, so like
I
the
mean,
area.
yeah, dude, LA. I don't know where in LA my great, what do you call that? Your grandpa's brother? Is that your
Oh, okay, yeah.
great uncle? What do you say?
It's still like I don't know.
Well, whatever. I don't know the proper terminology,
Yeah.
but he lived in LA and yeah, man, Union City, Hayward. I got to grow up with kids.
Oh, okay.
You know, like I got to interact with a lot of young kids who only knew English, and of course, I knew both Tagalog and English even as a kid because they teach you at school.
Yeah. When I first moved here, I definitely had very thick accent.
Yeah.
But I lost it along,
I'm pretty sure I still have some type of accent, but
I think we do have like that Asian accent
yeah.
that is like not, because we're not, English is not our first language.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we still have that a little bit, but we're a little bit more
Hey, at least I
Americanized.
don't sound like Manny Pacquiao. I could.
Like English subject namin, pinagtatagalog pa rin kami ng teacher namin, pinagpi-Filipino pa rin kami. So, yun, di rin kami masyadong straight English ganun.
Mahirap po kasi mahirap maghanap ng words, ng right words para
Because you have to translate it in your head.
But they're speaking Taglish without even thinking about it. You know, that's what's funny about it.
It's because it's so common.
It's just so natural. That's just how our culture. You
Like
know,
there are
is
so
Taglish.
many words that we just use, like English words, like we said,
Like practice?
practice. Like we don't even know what practice is.
And we add like, okay, so in the Filipino language, the word mag is like an add-on to say that you're about to do something. So when
Yeah.
you say magpa-practice, it's like I'm about to go practice.
That's true.
Like we literally just add an English word, or you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's so
I think
funny, dude.
Taglish is the main language in the Philippines.
So
I think.
ridiculous.
Mo minimix yung Tagalog and English sa pagsasalita mo.
medyo bulol din po kasi ang magtagalog.
Ang hirap din namang magsalita ng diretsong Tagalog. Kasi may mga Pilipinong ang hirap mas
Yeah,
madali.
it's you can't be
Sabihin
just
ng
one or the
Tagalog
other.
at
Yeah, you
English.
can't just be one.
Actually,
You have-
hindi ko rin alam. It just comes off naturally.
See?
Pero meron kasing mga ideas siguro that are best expressed in English, and then there are others na mas maganda kung Filipino.
Yep.
Pag laging yung Taglish kasi minsan.
Wait, so what is so? Have you heard that? You know that term "conyo"?
Yeah. What does that mean again?
I'm not entirely sure.
That's like Filipino slang,
Is
right?
it like? That'd be really cool to like watch a video about Filipino slang, because I feel like I don't know much.
the one, the one for me growing up was astig.
Astig kacho. Yeah, there's like a lot more like Filipino slangs right now that would be really cool to like learn, I guess. But yeah, konyo. Yeah, let me know down in the comments what konyo is. But I think it's like more like OA Taglish.
Also, correct me if I'm wrong, JERiCK, but my understanding of astig is it's a respelling of the word tigas, which means hard. Like I'm hard, bro. Like You know what I mean? Like
Oh.
I'm from the streets type hard, but they rearranged it so now it's astig, like to be cool.
Yeah, please let us know down in the comments.
Watch me be entirely wrong about that shit.
But I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it is kind of like, well, astig is cool, right? Or like
Yeah,
hard.
it's like
I guess.
like we cool, bro, but it's like it's almost, I don't want to say hip hop, but like, you know what I'm saying?
And may mga terms tayo na hindi alam sa Tagalog. So, mas madali siyang i-English kasi common siya.
May incident na ba nangyari na may kausap kang native speaker ng English and then hindi kayo nagkaintindihan kasi nag-Taglish ka or nag-Tagalog ka?
Yes, like for example, with my cousin, since he was born in the America,
Her English is pretty good, though.
I was speaking in Taglish also, that I
They can
thought
understand
he
you.
would understand, but no.
Yeah.
Last December when I was with my cousins, they migrated from Philippines to America. The scenario was actually in a Starbucks when I asked him to buy me a frap. So I said, bilang mo nga ako nun, nung mocha na yun. He failed to understand me, so what he did was just give me his money.
Sa opinion niyo po, ano ang tingin ng society ng Filipino sa isang fluent magsalita ng English?
Well, culturally, mga tao pag nag-English, syempre, uy, matalino, maraming alam. So parang mga iba, natatakot siguro
We smart,
mag-English
bro.
kasi baka kutsain na gano'n.
Mas higher yung tingin sa'yo ng mga tao. Parang ang dating ang galing ang talino mo pagka fluent ka.
Yeah, you think there's like a social aspect to it?
So yeah, this is definitely like a cultural thing. So in the Philippines, if you speak really good English, you're generally looked at, oh, you must be rich because you probably could afford good English lessons.
Or
So-
you're like educated.
yeah. And this is what I mean when you are looked at as educated. That means you spent some money to go to a good school to learn good English, like private school. Again, I was not rich. My mother was not rich. I don't know how I'm sure she was getting help from other people.
Yeah.
I was too young to really understand all that, but I was very fortunate to go to private school. That's why my English is good, you know.
And I think it's kind of some people's like way out too. Like
Yeah.
if you go to a private school, if you go to like a college, it's like people will invest so they don't have to.
Yeah. But also like culturally, like, you know, I was playing Final Fantasy growing up too. All that shit's in English. Like, my uncles were all listening to Redman and Method Man and LL Cool J and Eminem and Biggie Smalls. Like, they were all speaking English. You know, like I was in 4th grade. Kids were like, "What's Side?" Like, that shit is not in Tagalog, and we was rapping that shit like we knew what the hell that was, man. You know, so there's a lot of English just culturally.
I mean, like entertainment too.
Right,
Like a
that's
lot of
what I mean.
movies.
Movies,
We had a lot of English movies.
We watched the same shit. Y'all in the Philippines, Dragon Ball is shown in Tagalog and English.
I don't remember watching in English though. It was always been Tagalog.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of the.
Yeah.
I think the only English anime that I remember watching was Samurai X. I think because it was on like Studio 23.
Pagka fluent ka mag-English, pero hindi naman lahat ng fluent mag-English ay matalino. Diba?
Yeah.
Alam naman po natin yung mga Filipino, lagi pong nagpupunta sa iba't ibang lugar, ganun. Mas good po kasi para makasabay po sila sa mga tao, maging confident po sila na makipag-usap sa mga tao, ganun.
Sa tingin nyo ba, dadating yung time na hindi na magsasalita ng Tagalog or Taglish yung mga Filipino in favor ng English lang, ng speaking fluently in English?
Feeling ko po parang dadating po, pero sana wag naman.
I think din na hindi yun mangyayari kasi sa panahon ngayon talagang, di ba, binibigyan na ng importansya yung wikang Filipino.
Kung yung apo ko, alam mo ba, English speaking siya, bata pa. Ngayon, nahirapan kami turuan ng Tagalog. Mali yung ganun.
I can say possible. Yung mga grade 2 ko, grabe hindi talaga marunong mag-Tagalog. Kailangan mo talaga i-translate kung minsan.
Hey, really? So my older sister homeschools her kids because my sister is super cool like that.
So your sister lives in the Philippines?
Yo, them kids speak better English than you and me combined. Like, I don't think it's too uncommon nowadays. Like, English is just as prevalent as Tagalog in the Philippines. You know, it's everywhere. When you go to a restaurant, I mean,
and it's because it's a global language too.
Yeah.
You use it pretty much everywhere you go.
I mean, the Philippines is very westernized. Okay, we were conquered by the Spaniards, the Japanese, and I'm gonna just call it what it is. We were conquered by Americans too. They just make it sound better. They just tell the lie a little sweeter. You know, I'm gonna look into the camera and say that shit. They just make the lie sound a little better. We were also conquered by the Americans. If they just use different words,
and I think that's why our culture is so mixed.
Yeah,
there's like a lot of Asian cultures. There's also a lot of very Western and.
There's a lot of American
Spanish culture
propaganda in U.S. or not U.S. Filipino history. Why do Filipino celebrities bleach their skin or use papaya soap? Why are you trying to look lighter? That's that westernized thinking.
That is true.
We are supposed to be proud of our darker skin. Our indigenous folks are dark skinned.
Yeah.
Come on, dog. Sorry, I'm getting worked up. My bad.
Oh, we'll get to that at some point.
Sabi ko, buti na lang di ang Filipino teacher sa kanila.
So if ever po dumating yung time na yun, sir, ano po sa tingin nyo ang relevance noon sa Philippine society?
Parang may negative side din eh. Kasi yung culture natin, yung language natin, mawawala. Pero kung the positive side naman,
he has good insight.
kasi nga, nagiging fluent yung Filipino sa English, so kaya natin makapag-communicate kahit kanino, yun yung positive.
Yeah.
So, yung pagdating sagot, 50-50, may aangat, may babagsak, ganun talaga yung mangyayari.
And kapag hindi nagagamit ang isang wika, mamamatay ito. So, kailangan, pwede nating i-adapt yung Western languages.
It's gotta be a balance.
Pero i-incorporate natin siya sa wikang Filipino. Kasi through that, mas magiging mayabong yung wikang Filipino. Kaya nakakasad lang kapag hindi na ginagamit yung wikang Filipino.
Taglish is killing me. It's so funny.
Wika. Kahit na sabihin mo na second language yung English, hindi mo pa rin dapat ipagpalit yung sarili mong wika dahil ikaw ay tunay na Pilipino.
So there you have it. We filmed this interview in Manila, and we know that though it may not be an accurate representation of all of the Philippines,
yeah, I think like a lot of it just depends on where you're at.
Yeah.
I feel like
provinces you may not have as many people speaking English.
Or
but I feel like they will still be. You'll be able to.
I think you would still be able to communicate.
You'll be
but
fine.
They'll
make it work.
like speak it as much as like
It's not gonna sound as good, or maybe I shouldn't even say that. It's not gonna be as common, but you'll be fine.
Yeah.
If you are from America and you went to like Cebu, you'll be fine. You'll figure it out.
No, I think everywhere in the Philippines, I think you'll be able to get by.
Especially now with so many tourists, everybody speaks English. Bro.
Yeah.
Everybody got a cell phone. It's fine.
Yeah.
You can make out what they're saying. I promise you.